everything reminds me of my wife, and it's really getting me really shooken up. Even when the dogs bark, I think about my wife. Because listen, don't get me wrong, I love my dogs, but my wife was like, I called her, she's a mother goose for the kids and mother goose for the dogs. She would always take them out. She'd have a morning coffee, and she would go outside with them. And, she took such wonderful care of the dogs. And I'm trying my best to do the same. My daughter's helping me out a lot. She's a she loves her dogs, a big dog lover. And my son does too. He helps out too. But my daughter's really doing great. She's always loving them up, taking care of them. But my wife, that was like her thing. Besides her kids, she loved her dogs. Oh, she loved them. This is all too hard for me. I'm gonna be honest. This is too hard for me. I got hit too hard. All right, and we all got hit too hard. My whole family got hit too hard. This is too much. Okay, I'm just telling you the truth. It's too much, and I'm going through a depression, and it is what it is. Look, it doesn't mean that my kid's life is not happy. My children's life are happy. They're in school right now, and they have fun. They come home. They see their friends. They do their homework. They're okay. They're happy. But, you know, what can I tell you? How can I possibly be happy in a situation like this? How can you be happy when your soulmate passes away, and then 2 weeks later your mom passes away, and you lose your monthly income, which I have to figure out what I'm going to do about, and I'm working hard with that. You have no support system. Nobody talks to you, and then the people who do talk to you, eventually just kind of like turn out to be a little crazy themselves. Like, I haven't been meeting too many normal people, unfortunately, in this new world that I'm in. I got a lot of stories I could tell you about, some cuckoos, a lot of cuckoos, and it's like I don't need that right now. I actually need good people in my life, but that's why I come on YouTube, right? It's just I don't know what to do anymore. My life has become crazy, man. My life has become crazy. Thank you, Amanda. My life has become crazy. I'm not really doing the greatest, Amanda. I'm not doing great. I look. I don't know. Maybe this is what God wanted. I don't know. Maybe God wanted me to suffer in this last chapter of my life. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I can't figure it out. I think I'm a really good person. I think that I'm a wonderful husband. I'm a wonderful father. I'm a wonderful son. Thank you, Amanda. You know, I don't know what I did to deserve this, or what my children did. My children, they didn't do anything right. Like, I mean, okay, you could just simply say that my wife had cancer, right? This could be the argument. That she had cancer for 10 years and it was bound to happen, right? But why now? Why now? And why in a 2 week period would my mother pass away like instantaneously right after my wife? It seems a little pre-planned to me. It seems like this was like part of some kind of a plan. I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem. What are the odds? You have to ask yourself that question. Like, what's the odds that just that happens? That my wife passes away, and then 2 weeks later my mom passes away. It's just weird, man. And why am I still here? Like, what is the point of me being here? Okay, to take care of my kids, to be strong, but you take everything away from somebody. Okay, now you might say, well, you didn't take everything. You have your kids, you have your dogs. I understand that, but they need me. This is what nobody understands, and I keep explaining this over and over again. I love my children. I love my children, but they need me. In other words, they can't help me. The dogs can't help me. Maybe they bark. Oh, they can't help me. I mean, okay, you can say, well, they can give you a little love, affection. It's different. It's guys. Look, the type of love and affection I need is from my wife, Jennifer. That's the type of love and affection. And only Jennifer was the one who could do it for me. That's it. That's it. I mean, I love my dogs, and I do play with them. Like I said, my daughter's really giving them so much love. She's doing great. I tell her every day, please help me with the dogs because I got so much going on. She's like, I will, Dad, I will. And she's, doing a wonderful job. I mean, I always take care of them. I clean up after them. I feed them every day good. I give them, their water, make sure they have water. I make sure they go out. I make sure we have a big backyard too. They have fun. And plus, in a way, they're okay. You know why? Because they have each other. I'll make you laugh. Look, my Shih Tzu Max has Chloe, the puggle. They have companionship. They have each other. Chloe has Max. So it's like, you know, I don't have that. I don't have my wife. The dogs have more than me. The dogs are in essence living a better life than I'm living right now because they have companionship. They have each other. It's like, you know what I learned in life? When you have companionship, it doesn't even make a difference what you're dealing with because you have your companion, you have your partner. It's like if you give me Jennifer, I could be under all this stress and I'll be okay because I have companionship. I have my wife. You follow me? I have her. So the dogs have each other. So for that reason, they're okay. They're okay, and we take care of them, but they're okay. I'm not okay. The dogs are okay, but I'm not okay because I don't have my Jennifer. And I just don't understand why all of this had to happen. This was too devastating, man. It's too devastating. I'm not the same anymore. And on top of it, you would think that just dealing with this would be enough, right? Like just dealing with the fact that your wife passed away. This is your everything, at least for me. Look, I don't know how other people feel about their wives, but my wife was my whole life. She was the air I breathed. She was everything to me. Okay, so now it's like I don't have my wife. My mom passes away. And let me tell you the big thing about my mom. She was coming home from the rehab with the intentions of helping me. She told me, she's like, son, I'm going to be the rock that you need. I'm going to help you. But when she came home from the rehab, unfortunately, she was very, very ill. She had to be on oxygen 24 hours a day. Her condition got worse where she really couldn't even move at all. Like she was on that recliner. She was like hunched, like the hunchback in Notre Dame. She couldn't move. I wasn't expecting her to be in that shape. I don't know. It's just this whole thing is crazy. Then she passed away 2 weeks later. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what happened to me and my kids and my family here. It's nuts. And now on top of all of that, I got to worry about financial stress. You got to be kidding me. Financial stress? Like really? With everything that I'm dealing with, I got to worry about finance. And I'm not talking a little bit of financial stress. I'm talking a lot of financial stress. I am talking a shitload, a mountain load of financial stress. So it's like, my God, how much you're throwing at me here. Then on top of that, what else? No support system? Like, let's talk about that a little bit. So I think about the sister. Remember the sister? We'll mention her real quick. Okay, she was helping me. She was actually helping me. Every day we were talking for 2 months straight, and she was really a positive force in my life. She knew I had no support system. She knew everything I was going through, and she entered my life as like an angel, really, really helping me, there for me. And I was so appreciative. I was so happy. Okay, so we had that one little fallout, no big deal, where I was having a really bad day and there was a little misunderstanding. We had a little disagreement. I raised my voice a little bit. It was nothing bad, no cursing, no swearing, no nothing. And ever since then, it's like she just cut me off for the second in a second. And yeah, I made some negative videos about her because I'm pissed. I'm pissed, man. I'm pissed off. I don't like what she said. I don't like she's like, oh, I feel safer that we don't talk. Well, come on, stop it. Why do you say something like that? First of all, we never met in person. Like, how does she not feel safe, right? Like, who says something like that? All we've ever done is talk over the phone. She got like a little upset because I yelled a little bit. She was the one who always said, you have the right to do whatever you want now, Rich. Your wife passed away, your mom passed away. I said, so I could have a bad day, right? She goes, absolutely. And people should understand that. I had one bad day, and it's like, she's like, hasta la vista, baby. She's like, well, I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid that you yelled. Come on. I'm afraid of you. Come on, give me a break. Give me a break. We never even met in person. We were just talking on the phone. So, I mean, I got really hurt by what she said. So I made a video saying, that's it, you're cut off now. Okay, that's it. She's like, oh, I still want to come to your lives and comment on your videos. Well, now she's not doing it no more because I told her. I said I was just going to erase it or block you. So now she's not coming to the lives anymore. She's not commenting. So whatever. But it's just, she wasn't true, I guess. It's just that, it's kind of like I use the analogy. If you're on the desert and you have a glass of water, but it's filled with, like, let's just say it's corroded, it's nasty, it's got like some friggin' coyote's hair in it. Like it's got it's got some cactus in there. You'll drink it because you're desperate. It's 115 degrees, 120 degrees heat. You want that water. Obviously, you want that perfect, clean glass of water. That's what you really prefer. But you'll take whatever you could get. It's kind of the same situation with me. I would prefer to have this really good-hearted, normal person in my life right now that cares about me and our kids, and that's there for us. But you kind of take what you could get. People make me laugh when they're like, "Hey, Father, person's not good to you. They're not respectful." You get rid of them. You get rid of them. That's it. And yeah, it sounds easy. But when you don't have anything else, your emotions are on overload. And that's what people don't understand. It's like my emotions are on overload right now. Hey, what's up, Peter? My emotions are on overload. It's just terrible, man. It's just terrible. Gotta write a song. Let's just create it on the spot. Emotions are on overload. Yeah, we're just jamming out there. Emotions are on overload. Keep pushing through, brother Joe. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with all of you. Look, I'm hurting really, really bad. I'm hurting bad. And I need help. I need support. I really hope that all of you would consider doing a small cash app for us right now. Again, it's an entertainment tip, not a charity. You all know that. And I'll record a video for you guys. I think people get confused a lot. Super chats, unfortunately, I won't do the video. I keep saying this. I do it for cash apps. For cash apps. It's just because Cash App, I'm just trying to influence people more because we get it instantly. You understand, there's very little fees with Cash App. Super Chats, I have to wait a month and a half to get it, and there's like 30% fees. Now, again, if there's no other option, and that's all you could do, fine, I love you. Do it. Please, please do it. But if you could do the Cash App, it's a little better. Anyway, here's the Cash App. It's right there. It's the $ Richard Lavoie. So it's the $ capital RICHARD, capital LEVOI. There's no space, no underscore in between my first and my last name. And if you look below on the comment, Amanda Burnside, that's pinned. You could click on that and see the Cash App right here live on this chat. It's also, you'll see it in the comment section as well under Amanda Burnside, and Peter, put one, Peter Wayland. It's the $ Richard Lavoie. So just consider maybe a small little entertainment tip for the piano player. Oh, man, I'm just shot here. You need ambition. I got to get my ambition back. Let's do Ambition. This is a song I wrote a while back when I was in positive spirits, How's it go? That's it. 2, 3, 4. I haven't played this song in so long. Just give me 1 second. this in so long. That's it. Let's do that again. Little ambition. Hater? What's your favorite word? uh, I don't know. I just don't understand why, you know, this all happened, man. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't think I ever will. I don't get it. It just doesn't seem possible. It doesn't seem possible that my wife and my mom passed away. It just doesn't seem possible to me. I try to make sense out of it. I just can't do it. I can't make sense out of it. I can't. It doesn't seem possible what happened. This seems like something that was a setup, planned. That's just how what are the odds that your wife passes away, 2 weeks later your mom passes away? It doesn't seem possible to me. What are the odds that like no one cares about? Just like it seems like no one cares about me anymore. It's like I don't know. It's like weird. It's like I don't know. It's like people who I thought would be very, very close to me. It's not that they're not close to me. It's just that they're doing it at their convenience. And I guess, look, I don't know. I guess I'm a different person. You want to know the truth? I guess I'm a different person. Like if certain people, like very close friends of mine, if something similar happened to them in their lives, I would definitely be there for them, as much as I could every day. I would try. I'd really, really try. I'm not saying I'd be there all day long, but I would certainly call them at least once a day. I would certainly try my best to be there once a day. I'm lucky once a month if I could get calls from people. It's like people are just so busy with their lives, man. Everybody's busy with their lives. I get it, but I don't know. You could find a few minutes to make a call. My friend John does. He's there a lot for me. My friend John. And this is a guy, God bless him, who had his own problems. His beautiful sister passed away. He's dealing with a lot of things and still he's there for me. I love him. I love him so much. But it's it is what it is. It is what it is. Anybody out there with a good heart, like I said, I do have to end these lives if I don't get any support, but I do come back. Hopefully you guys can start giving me a little bit of support here, even if it's a couple of bucks. Cash apps is the $ Richard Lavoie. You'll see the comment Peter Wineland. You'll see Amanda Burnside. They have the Cash app. You'll see the comments pinned below in this chat. Amanda Burnside is the $ Richard Lavoie. So hopefully You guys could start doing a little bit of super chats. If you can't do Cash App, you can't do it. Super chats the next best thing. But hopefully you can do a Cash App. Entertainment tip for the piano player. Apefather. Top 5 piano players. That's too difficult, man. My head is not into that conversation right now. I'll just give you a few, okay? That's it, really. I'm tired. Chick Corea would be probably the best one. Keith Jarrett, Herbie Hancock, Oscar Peterson. It's just there's so many, you know what I mean? I mean, I could go on and on and on. Chick Corea, just the most amazing, intricate, dynamic piano player. Just had it all. He had the whole package. Latin, jazz, just wild, so experimental. Like he'll shock you, he'll do something that's not your normal thing. You know what I mean? Of course, I mean, believe it or not, I love Bruce Hornsby. He's another piano player I was going to mention. He doesn't get enough credit, but Bruce Hornsby has been one of my favorite piano players my whole life. He's an amazing piano player, man. Bruce Hornsby is no joke. I could go on and on. There's just so many, but there's 5, right? You probably, you didn't mention Billy Joel, Elton John. I mean, Billy's a great singer-songwriter. Elton John's also an amazing, amazing singer-songwriter. And they're great piano players, too, for their own rights. But you can't compare them to Chick Corea. You can't compare Billy Joel. And I think Billy Joel would admit it, too. Billy Joel's like, I'm not Chick. Well, let's put it this way. Chick Corea went to a Billy Joel concert and was playing, Zanzibar, and Billy just watched him and smiled, Billy said, you take it away, Chick, So, listen, they're great piano players, okay? There's no question about it that Billy Joel and Elton John are great piano players, but I think of them more as, like, songwriters, like singer-songwriters. Like, Billy wouldn't consider himself to be a singer, but he's a great singer. Elton's a great singer. But Billy Joel will always consider himself to be a songwriter, first and foremost. That's his thing. He's a songwriter. Right, but Billy doesn't consider himself a singer. He doesn't. He doesn't consider himself a singer at all. If you would ask him, he's like, I'm a songwriter. You know, but in their own rights, Billy is a great piano player, and so is Elton John. But I'm just, if you ask me for the best, I'd have to go with Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, Oscar Peterson. I have to. Those are probably the top 3. There's so many. I do put Bruce Hornsby up there. I mean, Bruce is an amazing piano player, man. Bruce is no joke. You gotta check. You gotta really hear him play. And like he did this thing. You should check it out. It was a cover of Elton John, "Man, Man Across the Water," right? And it was on I think it was called the Faces or something album. I forget what it was called, but he did the most amazing piano playing I've ever heard on that song. He's like unbelievable, man. And then I did McCoy Tyner. McCoy Tyner is an amazing piano player. I met McCoy. I met him in person. He's the guy who came up with that whole left hand, forts like this. Like this is McCoy. He created this. Let me just fix this keyboard here. One second. And then you got like a Dorian scale, like. Let's jam. This is how McCoy plays. Bill Evans, with the beautiful black chords, the ape chop. There's just a part of me that's got the comical element, It's not really there anymore, but Bill Evans is definitely up there as probably the greatest piano player of all time. Keith Jarrett. There's so many, you know. But yeah, five is not enough. uh, a lot of people don't give Jerry Lee Lewis the credit that he deserves as a piano player. Uh, Jerry Lee Lewis was, in my opinion, one of the greatest piano players of all time. Such amazing technique and such amazing style, and you know you have to give him a lot of credit for the whole boogie woogie blues thing. You know him and Fats Domino and Little Richard, but really I think of Jerry. I think of Jerry Lee Lewis. I used to practice for months trying to sound like him. You know. Jerry Lee Lewis was the man. You remind me of a piano player. You're funny. So, look, everything I do, even what I just did, reminds me of my wife. Everything. My wife was a part of my whole life, especially my music. Such an amazing supporter of my music. And oh my God, why did this have to happen, man? I just don't get it, God. I don't get it. I'm going to do my song, God is on your side. That's why I always believe that God loved me. God is on my side. So I always believed I love God. I always said God is good. God is the best, you know? Don't you know that God is on our side? The Apefather feels it deep inside. He wants us to win. New lives we begin. Don't you know that God is on our side? And it's going to be a wild ride. He wants us to win. New lives we begin. You got to believe deep inside your heart. God is watching over us from the start. Never part our side. And in this dark tunnel there is a light that God shines so bright for you and me. Can't you see? Don't you know that God is on our side? Ray Charles, great piano player too. I'm sorry I didn't mention him. That's it. That's a compliment, man. Ray Charles. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't mention him. Phenomenal, phenomenal, and the greatest singer of all time, by the way. Ray Charles had the most amazing voice that you could ever possibly have. He had like the whole package. There's some people that have the whole package. Ray Charles had the whole package. He could do it all. He could do it all. Stevie Wonder too. Stevie, because you mentioned Ray Charles. Stevie Wonder's awesome, man. So many great ones. Oh man, Steve Winwood's a great, organist, piano player. He's awesome. Great singer too, Steve Winwood. There's a lot of greats. I always loved Jonathan Cain, from Journey. Great songwriter, great piano player. Growing up, I loved Journey. I could go on and on and on. There's just so many. Uh, I just always loved John Lord of Deep Purple, great organist. You know, Joey D. Francesco, greatest, greatest organist, greatest jazz organist. I think he might be the greatest that ever was. He was. Joey D. Francesco is unbelievable, man. Oh man, he passed away recently. That guy was amazing. I just don't understand. Like, I know you guys are pushing me off the subject here, Antonio. I just got to try to keep back to the topic of the live stream, but deranged hater. They're all deranged. Look, anybody, I can't single out one because anybody who just does anything that these people do when people are going through the hardest times of their life is deranged. That's it. So anyone, any one of them, I'm not going to single out one like this is a competition, but let's not talk about it, please. I don't need this, Antonio, in my life. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not going to go there. All right, I'm not going to go there. All right, just this is not a game, Antonio. I know you think, see, this is why you get banned a lot. Because it's like you have to understand something. I'm going through the hardest time of my life. Listen to me, man. I know you don't understand this. Now, you talk about piano players, that's different. Listen to me. Piano players, that's dear to my heart. That's a conversation I want to have with you. That's dear to my heart. So if you're going to take me off the topic of talking about my wife or talking about my mom and you're going to talk about my favorite piano players, I'm with you. But then you're going to start to drive the conversation into haters. Nah, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there because they're all deranged. Every single one of them are deranged, okay? Because they have no human empathy. They have no kindness. They have no Antonio, my wife passed away. Don't you care a little bit? Don't you care a little bit? This guy. When it happens to you, CB, let's see how you handle it. And I don't wish upon you. I don't wish it upon you. But let's see how you handle it, okay? Terrible. It's like people want to keep they don't understand that there's a form of therapy I get out of this. You know what I mean? As you can see, I didn't get any super chats yet. Example, I didn't get any cash apps. There's an element of therapy here for me. There's an element of therapy. So I come on these live streams and I get to talk about it. It makes me feel better. It's not just about people have this impression where like all I care about is super chats or look, I care about it in the sense that we lost our monthly income. I didn't need any money back then. I was fine. We were good. But now, unfortunately, I do. It's like, why can't people just understand that? Like, I don't understand. Why do people have to make this? They try to turn this into some kind of like, I'm scamming. I'm playing the piano for entertainment tips. There's nothing wrong with it. You guys got to all calm down, man. Relax. There is nothing wrong. Okay, how about this one? Even under normal circumstances. So meaning, let's say there is no tragedy in your life. Let's say there was no tragedy and I play the piano and someone says, Apefather, here is a cash app. Here is an entertainment tip for $10. Guess what? There's nothing wrong with that, even under normal circumstances. So could you imagine under situations that are not normal, that you have tragedy in your life? It's even more appropriate. I mean, come on. I gave people money because I was a good person. No, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter, Antonio, because at the end of the day, I did it from my heart. I did it from my heart. That's just the type of person I am. That's the type of person I am, and that's it. So, but I'm going to keep being the type of person I am, and I'm not going to let people judge me or talk down to me. Let's do a little peace and serenity for my beautiful wife, Jennifer, and my beautiful mom, Josephine. Just thinking about my wife a lot. I'm just shot right now. Crazy haters. Hey, Jessica, I know you are dealing with a lot in your life. You know, and I'm here for you. I love you, Jessica. God bless you. I'm dealing with a lot too right now, Jessica. I'm not doing well myself, but I know you have a lot on your plate too, and my heart always goes out to you. My heart always goes out to you. Um, I'm just a mess. I'm a mess. You know, I don't know what's going on with me anymore. It's like I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I can't even describe it. It is a bad spot for both of us. I just can't, you know what it is? It's just I know that there are people in this world who have dealt with, similar situations as me, including Jessica. And a lot of people pulled through and they're strong and they're powerful and they go on with their lives. It's like, and they all say the same thing because you have to, life goes on. I'm having a really difficult time with it. Look, the only thing I'm doing right now is this. You could argue I am pulling through. You could argue I am going on with my life because my kids are in school and my kids are having fun and they're eating and they're with their friends and they're enjoying their lives. And I'm doing everything for my kids. Thank you, Jay. Cool. Jay Cool Cracker. Oh my God. Anyway, you could argue I am moving forward because I'm doing what I have to do as a father. You understand? But I'm not moving forward in my life. That's where I'm not moving forward. I'm not happy. I'm friggin' miserable. I'm friggin' disgusted with myself, man. I'm just not happy because how could you be happy? How could you be happy in a situation like this? How could you be positive? How could you be happy when your wife, your soulmate, everything that like you care about, you know? Yeah, thank you, Jay Cool. Just to let you know though, brother, every time someone says what you're saying, they're a hater. You guys have the same lines, which is like you're most likely a hater because every time someone's like, I haven't seen your station in a long time, it's just typically a hater. I'm not saying you are a hater, but that's just unfortunately from my experience, 90% of what haters say. So I don't know, maybe you're not a hater, but that's what haters say. And then, 2 minutes later, they go into the hate. And I don't want to deal with hate right now, guys. I'm just trying to be nice to all of you. I know you guys don't care and you're relentless, but I really don't want to deal with hate. Oh my God. I don't want to deal with hate. There we go. And that's the next thing is the throws, right? This is a hater. They always say the same things. It's always the same comments. Oh. I just don't understand. Look, so let's say God, which I think we would all agree, knew that this was going to happen, right? He had to, right? It's part of the divine plan, right? It's part of his plan, okay? Let me just say this really quick, Antonio, and then yes, you could offer a suggestion. Um, he had to know how much suffering and pain I was going to go through. God had to know this. Like, it can't be a shock to God, right? It can't be like he's shocked that I'm suffering and I'm in pain here. I mean, he took away everything. Okay, he left me with my kids, God, and I love my kids, and I'm very grateful that he did that. Okay, but what I'm saying is that I, how could I say this? Because people don't understand. The kids are children. They need to just remain kids. You can't involve kids in stuff like this. It's too complicated. It's too heartbreaking. Kids need to be kids. That's it. So what I do with my kids is I act like a kid when I'm with them. I take them out to the arcades. We all play games. We play basketball, you know, whatever we're going to play, right? Well, let me just read what Antonio says. In my view, I don't think God cares Think how much suffering there is in the world, especially kids in Africa. Unpopular opinion. There is definitely something that is weird. I will tell you that, man. But that's not what the question is, Antonio. That's not what the question is. Does he know about it? I didn't ask you if he cares or not. That's not what the question is. The question is he aware of it? Does he know about it? That's the question. Not that he cares or not. Okay, that we'll leave that for another conversation if he cares or not. All I want to know is does he know it's happening? That's what I want to know. Is he aware? Is he aware that this is happening? What do you feel? Do you feel he's aware? Because you know he has the divine plan, right? Okay, so if he knows, then he has to know what the effects are going to be of certain things in life, right? He knows that too, correct? So he has to know, like, this is the question. He has to know that not only the cause, but he has to know the effect, correct? Okay, good. So then then I guess you could argue it's his intention that I'm suffering? Is it his intention? Like, did he want this to happen? Did he want me to have pain and suffering in my life? See that's what I'm trying to figure out here. That's what I'm just trying to figure out. What does he want? Does he want me to suffer? Because if that's what he wanted, he's getting his wish. He's getting what he wants. How do you take away someone's wife and mom in 2 weeks? You know what I mean? Come on, man. It's too much. How do you expect that person to go on? How do you expect that person that he's got to raise their kids? How do you expect that? Hold on a second here. It's another thing with haters. They keep talking about this benefit concert. It's like, my whole live stream is the benefit concert, but that's another thing that haters keep talking about. But it's not a question of that, Antonio. Listen, let me tell you why it's not a question if he cares or not. Hey, what's up, Dave's house? What's up, brother? Dave's house is in the house. It's not a question if he cares or not. Let me tell you the reason why. Because obviously he does care. You want me to prove it to you? He has the divine plan. He has the plan. In other words, so he took time out to create this plan. Would you agree? Of all these things that happen in life. That takes effort. That means that he cares. When you make an effort, you care. But that to me, that's not what the question is. That's not the question. The question is, like I told you before, does he know about it? Yes. Does he know what the effects of all these actions are going to be? Yes. Okay. So then to me, it becomes intentional. That's the thing. It's intentional, Antonio. Do you see what I'm trying? Okay. You know when someone is tried for, like, let's say murder or something, right? And the first thing that the person says is, I'm not, I'm crazy. They try to get off, they take a plea of insanity, right? Okay. So what does the lawyers have to do? The lawyers have to prove that that person is of what? Sound mind. When they committed the murder, they're of sound mind, right? Okay. So if in a court of law, if you could prove that someone is of sound mind, then that means that they knew what they were doing. It was intentional. Do you see what I'm trying to say? No, but just try to hear my point. So that's where what I'm driving at is this. What I'm driving at is this, is that if God knew about this and he knew what the effects were going to be with me, then it was his intention. This is the key. It was his intention for me to suffer. It was in his intention for me to have all this pain and suffering. But now the next question is going to be why, right? Why? Well, Gangster Bob, I'll tell you what. Since you care so much about me replacing the $7,000 income, why don't you make a nice little cash app and show me you truly care? Show me you're truly not a hater. I mean, you care, right? You're asking me about it, right? So Now you're going to prove that you're a hater by not doing it. Antonio, sometimes I feel we are like ants in an ant farm. I used that analogy the other day. I used that exact analogy that we're ants in an ant farm. But but even with that analogy, let's talk about that. Okay? Let's talk about that. You have people who take that stuff seriously, ant farms. They don't just think of the ants as like these little insects that they don't care about. They actually, try to give them a nice, comfortable environment to live in, and they, to a certain degree, take care of them. So it all depends. Like some people don't care. Like you see an ant, you don't think about it, you don't care. But I've actually seen people with these ant farms, and they make big efforts. Anyway, Dave, I was hurting this morning and I played my piano for 30 minutes and I got frustrated with myself. I'll never be as good as you. That's very kind of you, Dave. But listen, man, music comes from the heart, man. It's not about skills. It's about using the music as a tool, man. Using it to make you feel better, man. And I hope it made you feel some better, man. I hope it made you feel better. Music always makes me feel better. But thank you, Dave. God bless you, man. Thank you. But Antonio, in other words, look, you're complicating this. Can we just simplify it? Let's be. You can ask me a question, but let's simplify this. Simplify it. If God knew that my wife was going to pass away, and God knew that 2 weeks later my mother was going to pass away, and God knew, listen to me, the effects it was going to have on me, okay, then it was intentional. It would be like if you saw an ant. I'll give you an example. You want to use an example of an ant? You saw an ant, you stepped on it, you killed it, right? Okay, but that's intentional. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, put aside the fact that you don't care for a second. It was your intention. Just try to understand to step on that ant. It was your intention to kill it. Now you could argue later. Well, you don't care. I don't care about the ant. Fine, but again, it doesn't take away my point. The intention was for that ant to be you step on it, right? Okay. So that's what I'm driving at. Was that God's intention? If his intention was to step on me and to destroy my life, but then how can we say he loves me, right? Because that's what everybody keeps telling me. Every single time I go on a live stream, right? People keep telling me, God loves you. He loves you, Rich. I'm like, he loves me? He loves you. But if he loves me, then why did this happen? Why did my wife pass away? Then my mom passed away in 2 weeks and my whole life got destroyed. That don't sound like someone who loves me. See, that's what I'm trying to say. He didn't make me stronger, Gangster Bob. He didn't make me stronger. So why did God make you suffer like this? Explain. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the reason to. I can't answer that question. I don't know if this is a sick enjoyment that he's getting. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. Is he sadistic? I don't know. I don't. Why did God? Okay, how about this question? You know the book of Job. Okay, why did God authorize the devil? From what I was reading about it, right, to take away Job's family and take away Job's money and everything. And so the point was that he wanted to see if Job would remain true to him. He wanted to see if Job would retain and keep his faith. And then I think at some point God gave him back his money and a long life, and I believe he saw his family in the afterlife or something of that nature. You were just a simple family. There are terrible people out there. That's true, Antonio. Listen, look, let's talk about my wife for a second. Okay, let's talk about Jennifer and let's talk about my mom. Okay, we're going to talk about the both of them. Jennifer's whole purpose in this world, we're going to talk about that in a second, Gangsta Bob. Jennifer's purpose in this whole world was to be a great wife and a great mom. But first, I would say a great mom and a great wife. That was her whole point of living. That's she was a queen. Jennifer just wanted to make us happy. That's all Jennifer lived for, to make her children happy and to make me happy. And she even was nice enough to be there for my mom and also to make her dogs happy. She loved her dogs. Okay. That I want to reiterate, that's all Jennifer was about. Jennifer was not about anything else. She wasn't about capitalism or making money or, arguing or fighting with anybody. Her whole entire life was based on the following: being there for the kids, being there for me, being there for my mom, being there for the dogs. And that was her whole existence. Again, I repeat this, nothing else. I'm not kidding you. You might say, but didn't she do things for herself? Not really. Not that much. It was all about making me happy, making the kids happy. But that's what made her happy. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, we did things for Jennifer. Of course, we took her to get her hair done. We took her, to always do all the wonderful things she enjoyed. What I mean? She loved movies. We always go see a nice horror film, or me and like we always did wonderful things as a family, entertainment and all the restaurants, and we always were together. Thank you, Dave's house, man. I love you too, brother. Look, Antonio, please. I don't know. Now you're going into places that are making me get upset. Don't. She shouldn't have passed away at all. Okay, how about this one, Antonio? She shouldn't have passed away at all. I'm definitely not talking about Lou versus Wall Street or my wife's feelings about Lou. That's not gonna happen. But crazy questions. Um, Look, it was just. I'll just say this about Lou very quickly. We were just joking with each other. Okay, you guys take it too seriously. It was jokes. It was entertainment. That's all it was. It was never meant to be taken seriously. It was all jokes. He joked about me. He joked about my wife, and we joked about him. That's it. Let me get rid of this people here. No, I don't miss the days when me and Lou went at each other. Matter of fact, I wish those days never even happened. It was childish. It was stupid. It was dumb. Yeah, my wife was an angel, man. Thank you, Dave. You know, so getting back to Jennifer's whole purpose on this world was from the second she woke up to the second she went to sleep, was to make sure that I was happy, I was calm. And how did she do that? She made love to me. She loved me up, emotion. She gave me all the things I needed. I was blessed. I was truly, truly blessed to have her. I mean, she was like my best friend, my partner, my lover. She did everything for me. She made sure that I was ready to face the day. She's like, hey, Rich, what do you need from me? You need to make love to me. You need me to massage you. You need me to cuddle with you, kiss you, love you up. She did it. She did it because she loved me and I loved her, and she was always there for me. Then after that, she made sure the kids were ready for school. And well, actually, we would do this after the kids, to be honest with you, would go to school. But the thing is that she was just there for the kids, and she made sure the kids had everything they need. And then she came home and she checked all of their schoolwork and see how they're doing in school. And she was just involved in every aspect of their lives. What's going on with, Michael, you're going to, whatever it is. At the time, he was doing a police academy. But now he's doing volleyball. He's doing something new. And Sophia with her dancing, and Sophia with all her extra school activities. Jennifer was involved in everything. The doctor's appointments for the kids, dentist appointments, everything. Okay. And that's how we lived. We lived this lifestyle that it was the same thing. And it was the most wonderful life. It was the same thing every day. Jennifer took care of me, made sure I was ready to start the day, loved me up, and I loved her up, and we started the day together. Hold on a second here. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that you followed me and my wife, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, emotional support. Yes, I did change a lot. Of course, I have memories when she gave birth to the kids. Of course. We had a scare with Sophia. Sophia had the umbilical cord wrapped around her throat. It was crazy, and they thought they had to do an emergency C-section, but they were able to maneuver her where they got the umbilical cord off her throat and she was okay, and then they were able to give a normal birth, and not a C-section. But that was a scary time, and I forgot that the doctors kicked me out of the room. They're like, get out. I just look. I'm going to be honest with all of you, and I just don't think you're really grasping the main point of this conversation. The main point of this live is that my wife should be alive. This is you guys are not grasping all of this stuff. What happened is a tragedy to my wife. It was a tragedy. This shouldn't have happened. Even what happened to my mom, it was a tragedy. Okay, but what happened to my wife was a super tragedy. I mean, 46, she was okay. She was fine. There was nothing wrong with her. She was okay. She's dealing with cancer, but she's dealing with cancer for 10 years. She was fine. I mean, I just can't. I can't believe that my wife actually passed away. I don't know what I'm going to do. Guys, you don't understand something. No one understands. Why can't anybody just understand this? I had a life. Can't you all understand this? Listen to me. I had a beautiful life where I woke up in the morning, the kids went to school, and my wife made love to me and she took care of me, and we were each other's partner and best friend, and we went out and we got our breakfast and we did all our errands and we slept and we just had this great life. We had this great life. Thank you, Peter. But it's like now it's gone. It's gone. Like everything that was important to me. Okay, again, I shouldn't say that. My kids are important to me. Of course, I love my children. I love them very much, but I'm not talking about my kids or my dogs. Can we just all agree to that? Okay, when I say things like everything that's important to me, of course, you all know my children are important to me, of course, and my dogs. I'm talking about my wife, my mom. It's like, look, all right, all right, how about this? You want me to prove it to you that this is probably God? You want me to prove it to you? What are the chances? Okay, so let's say that we argue for a second that my wife passed away. It was her time, right? It was her time. Let's argue that and say, Rich, she battled cancer as long as she could battle it. It was 10 years. This aspiration pneumonia was too much for her. So let's say I agree with you. Let's say I say, okay, it was her time. She fought as long as she could fight. God bless her. Now here's the thing. 2 weeks later, my mom passes away. What are the odds of that? What are the odds? What are the chances that 2 weeks later my mom passes away? Something is right in Denmark. It's not. It's not possible. That's what I'm trying to make everybody understand. This doesn't seem possible. What happened? That's it. That's how I feel about it. So Peter says, this is why I don't like forming attachments with people. Of course, life is so tragic. One way or another, things go wrong. I'm sorry, man. Look, Peter, it's all I know what you're saying, but you can't live your life in fear. And Jennifer was the mother of my children. Obviously, there's going to be an attachment there, right? But I don't know, man. You can't live your life in fear. It's better to have loved than never loved at all. But when you're dealing with stuff like this, yeah, you're right. It's crazy. Thank you so much, Jazz. Anyone out there who has a heart of gold and would like to do a small entertainment tip for the Father, please look at the bottom of this chat where it says Amanda Birdside, and you'll see this is the Cash App. It's the $ Richard Lavoy. Capital RICHARD, capital LEVOI. There's no space, no underscore in between my first and last name. Tired, man, a little bit. Yes, amen. God bless. Peter says, I know what you mean. but it's less painful when you have nothing to lose. But I guess that's the point of life. We have to, we have to take the good with the bad, but nobody deserves what happened to you. You know, I'm glad that you're saying this in a way, Peter, believe it or not. See, a lot of people might take what you're saying as being negative, but I actually agree with you. You know, what I went through, what my kids went through is too much. This is too much. And man, I'm starting a little tired here, but so I'm gonna end the live for now because I'm not really getting that much support. But I will come back in a little bit, all right, to do some more. God bless all of you. I'll be back.